Hey guys, welcome to another Chess Beauty. And at the end of the last one, we left you with this position. This is from Chimit Zeren, and it's from 1975, one of the more recent ones we've had. It seems like many of these great studies seem to be done in the first part of this 20th century. Lots of entries from the 20s and 30s. 30s seem to be particularly rich time. So anyway, this is one of the rarer, more modern studies, and it's a good one. It's a relatively simple one, and why don't you take a crack at it? It's white to play and win. Okay, I'm assuming that you've had a go at it. This one's not too difficult, and it involves, well, let's see, in this position you can see that white is threatening a rather large discovered check, which doesn't work at the moment because black can just take the bishop. So white needs to move this bishop. Now the immediate thought would be to move it to h1, but that doesn't work so well. It would work great if black cooperated and played queen to c4 check. Of course, rook to b4 discovered check loses the queen. So, but after bishop to h1, black unfortunately has queen to c2 check, and this wins for black. And we'll look at a couple of variations here. It's a bit involved. Let's see if white goes king to a3, queen to c1, and we pick off the bishop. If he goes after queen to c2, if he goes king to b4, then queen to b1, and we pick up the bishop. After queen to c2 check, if he goes king to b5, we check, and we can either take the rook with a winning endgame, or we can just pick off the bishop, as before. After bishop to h1, queen to c2 check, white's best is rook to b3 discovered check, but black still wins with something like the following: king to a7, bishop to d5, h2 threatening to queen, bishop to f3, queen to a2 check. This is a Ribka line. Let's just shorten this, say rook to a3, and that's checkmate. Or king to b4, queen to a1, threatening to queen again, rook to d3, which is threatening an annoying check on d7, queen to b1 check, king to c3, queen to e1 check, king to d4. Now the rook check is blocked, so we can queen, bishop takes h1, queen to h1, and this is a win. We won't go through the rest of that. Okay, so obviously in this starting position, bishop to h1 is insufficient. We have to stop the check on c2. So bishop to e4 is the solution. And now the best that black has here is, well, he could play queen to d4, but then he runs into the same problem with rook to b4 discovered check, and the queen is lost as the bishop is protected. So he has to go queen to e3 instead. And now there's no check on c2, so the bishop is now safe on h1. And amazingly enough, in this position, despite the wide open nature of the board, the queen has no really effective checks. He does have this check on e8, and ideally, say after king to a3, he would like to play queen to e7 and then walk up the board, a maneuver I'm sure that's familiar to all of you. But in this case, the rook is controlling the 7th rank, and he can't get to e7. So he's reduced to queen to f8, king to a2, queen to g8, king to a1, queen to h8, king to b1, and now, because of the rook's control of both the b file and the 7th rank, black has no useful checks, so he's forced to play a random move, say queen to e5, and now he loses the queen because any discovery by the rook wins the queen. And there you have it. So from the starting position, wait a minute, sorry. Once more, bishop to e4, queen to e3, bishop to h1, series of checks, and we win the queen. Okay, very nice. And again, I like these positions that have some sort of practical quality. This is a position that could easily occur in your game, as is the next position that we will look at for the next chess beauty. This is white to play and draw. And you can see that black has a definite advantage here, but it's not so easy. So this is a relatively simple one. Again, I like this one because this underlines a principle that can be used in these type of endings. In fact, I believe I've actually played a game that utilized this principle. So anyway, good luck with that, and we'll see you on the next Chess Beauty. Thanks for watching.